You probably noticed that I took down the other two videos, or three, I can't keep track, of my project on building a Talgaharpa. And I figured I would show it as the progress is being made, rather than being too preachy about use tone woods. You know, this is instrument building practices. So I'm gonna explain what I have thus far before I seal it up. By sealing it up, I mean putting the bottom plate on it. And so I've got white cedar, thinned. It's actually, you can see how it goes like this. I have some more refining to do. And this mystery wood, I have no idea what this wood was. I just had it in my workshop to build the ribs or the side, and even going into here. Now I decided against having a solid block for each one of these things, because you can see the whole thing is a sound chamber. And I used a box from Celestial Seasoning just to make that glue joint a little stronger. And I've got some right here too. Again, I wish I knew what kind of wood this is, but it very resonant, and that's what the secret is. I've got this whole sound box in here. I've got kind of a modified X bracing going on in there. They are on the tall side, but I didn't have any spruce, so I used white cedar. And so they're thin and tall to give it some good support in there. I've got the block in here because the tail piece the tail piece peg, there's gonna be a peg here I'm gonna make, and then it's gonna loop up here, and like a violin, I'm actually gonna have a thing fitted here, probably horn, buffalo horn. That would be cool. So then that loop that the tail piece is held onto, we'll be able to slide on that, not that soft cedar. I'm going to be very careful about not moving this too fast. Now I was curious about whether or not I would have it kind of solid here with the cedar, you know, and kind of rounded and having kind of a one-piece body here. But where the peg head is going to be, I have blocks. Peg head's going to be attached to the end. 3 tuning pegs, about cello size, so I'm going to make my own. I'm going to get a reamer and then the peg shaver so I can actually have, you know, tapered tuning pegs plugged into there. Now where this differs from a lot of them, I'm going to use some lyre technology. I'm going to actually have a bark going across here that'll act as a nut. You know, the strings go from the tuning pegs across a nut, which I don't know if I'm going to use horn. I'll probably use bone, a bone saddle on the nut. Little creative instrument building here. Then also, I am going to use maple for the bridge. Bridges are, everything is so important for transmitting vibrations, tones, filtering tones. So it's going to be a maple bridge. It's going to be carefully shaped, 2 feet. Now, I'm going to be committed because unlike a violin that has like the F holes and then it's open through here, I've got my modified bracing. It would be almost impossible for me to fit I'm blanking, what do you call those things? A post, a sound post. And so I have to do my best guess. Do I put a sound post in here? Don't I put a sound post in here? I'm kind of favoring, yes, I will have a sound post, and it's not going to be like a violin where it's definite, you know, G, D, A, E. Big fat string and a skinny string, so you got a bass bar and then the sound post. I'll probably have the sound post more or less centered in conjunction with the back, which I haven't cut the notch out of here yet. There's going to be an area that I'm going to thin greatly, and where the sound post is, it might be the center, kind of like a speaker cone kind of thing of where it's thinned. So it'll make that back vibrate a little bit more. Now clamps. You want to be an instrument builder and you don't have all those cool instrument building clamps. You know how I clamp this? You're going to have to imagine this. what do you call those things? Chopstick. Chopsticks, chapstick on the top, rubber bands between the chopsticks, and that it's cheap. It's a lot cheaper than clamps, and I got a bunch of chopsticks. And then for these, you want to clamp those down, chopsticks again, chopstick across the top, rubber bands, and then take posts, vary in size. You can make a post. If you can dodge a ball, you can dodge a wrench. Posts or blocks or whatever you have between, say, these and the chopstick. And so there are ways, and chopsticks are flexible enough, so it kind of takes into effect this and that and other things, so you can have several posts underneath a single chopstick. But yeah, that's it. Coming along nice. It's going to be so resonant. And I wish I knew what that wood was. When it's finished, it's got the most beautiful grain. Now, there's been some question. You go to YouTube, how to build a lyre, how to build a Talgaharpa. There's a group of people out there that may not be so like me. How can I get the most resonance out of this? What kind of wood should I use? How should the construction be? They're more in tune with how it looks like, which is fine. A lot of them are probably just going to be wall hangers anyway. But then there is a school of thought that you actually build an instrument using real instrument building practices concerned with tone woods. There's that word again. And thinness and construction, and it's actually, you can see it tapers through here. There's a curve through this section. I just watched 2 how to build a lyre video, or the birth of a lyre. One is, I'm going to put the link down there. It's right there. Walden, the birth of a lyre. And this guy is a luthier. He's actually building a lyre in a lyre-like way. The other ones, not so much, plywood and pine. But yeah, I'm going to put the link down for Walden, the birth of a lyre. Pretty pleased on how this is coming out. And I really like how it's going to be on the back. I need to smooth this out a little bit, but yeah, this is completely BA. I'm so excited. And I found a good source on Etsy for horsehair for the strings. It's actually going to be not nylon strings, but horsehair strings.